I'm Ben Meiselas, joined by Michael Cohen from Political Beatdown. We have some breaking news to report that involves Michael Cohen, so I want to go directly to the source. After Donald Trump spent the past 3 days attacking the judge, attacking New York Attorney General Letitia James, and just behaving himself so reprehensibly, he has now fled the jurisdiction of New York. And Donald Trump represented to a federal judge in a separate action in the Southern District of Florida, where he sued Michael Cohen for $500 million. Trump represented that he was going to be in New York each and every day, sitting at that trial being brought in the case by New York Attorney General Letitia James. And he used that as an excuse to continue to dodge his deposition. Ultimately, the federal judge set Donald Trump's deposition date for October 9th in Manhattan, but Donald Trump used that like he was using all of these other excuses. I want to get your reaction to this news, Michael Cohen, that Donald Trump has apparently lied, committed perjury in the Southern District of Florida case as an excuse not to sit for a deposition by you this week. You got it delayed to next week. Let me just pull up the order so everybody can see what it is that I am talking about. Here's the order right here by the court, and here's where it talks about what Donald Trump represented. That at the most recent discovery conference, after numerous other ones where he made all of these excuses, at the most recent discovery hearing held September 28, 2023, 6 days before the scheduled deposition being taken by Michael Cohen, Donald Trump again requested the court reschedule his deposition so that he could attend his previously scheduled New York trial in person. Donald Trump represented that now that pretrial rulings have been entered in the case that materially altered the landscape, it was imperative that he attend his New York trial in person at least for each day of the first week of trial, when many strategy judgments had to be made. Donald Trump insisted that he would be prejudiced if he could not do so, and that scheduling of this deposition did not anticipate what would happen in the pretrial proceeding in the New York case. So, Michael Cohen, Donald Trump represented that he was going to be at the New York case each day this week. That's why the judge granted his motion to continue. That deposition's going to take place on October 9th, but clearly he's lying. What's your reaction to this?
Interestingly enough, you may remember, Ben, when you and I were speaking about this, one of the things that I had said is I would give the likelihood of Trump coming at all to around 20%. And I was wrong on that. He showed up. I said 80% he's not showing up. And I was wrong about that. Clearly, his lawyers told him, hey, look, because you did what you did, because we made the statements that we made in open court, and we agreed not to have the deposition on the original, or I should say the second scheduled court order date of the second, well, directly result of this New York Attorney General case. And they further stated, in order to implore the judge to grant them the extension, they implored upon him the fact that Donald needs to be at this trial in order to protect his company, strategy, etc. Well, one of the things that we learned is that somewhere around 12:30, 1 o'clock, give or take, he left. He left the courtroom right after the lunch break and took off. I don't know where he's going. I suspect he's going back to Florida, but it makes no difference because he made assertions to the court, which was exactly the reason why the judge was inclined, and good for the judge. This was Justice Torres at the Southern District there in Miami. It was right for him, and also you also have Judge Gale in that case, but it was right for them to grant Trump the extension, a very short-term extension, based upon the fact he was going to be at the trial for strategy purposes and so on. Now, will Donald say, well, I did all the strategizing with them that was necessary, and so, I chose to leave. You do know that also part of the order you were reading from, Ben, is that Donald on the 9th of October, just a couple of days from now, is required to return to New York in order to give the deposition. Once again, I don't know what the reason to leave. Makes no difference to me. He has his own plane. He can get on the plane anytime he wants. Saturday, Sunday. He could even, for all I care, get up first thing in the morning at 5 o'clock a.m. and take his plane to, LaGuardia, or take it to New Jersey, to Teterboro, and then come in for that Monday deposition. I don't care. I am in the process of speaking with my counsel because I think it is extremely important that the court be notified of this fact. And I trust that the judge will be judicious in whatever determination that he makes as to whether or not Donald Trump complied with what's in that order, and whether or not he was being truthful as to why he could not sit for the deposition. The interesting thing is that they did want a very long and extended delay in the deposition. But again, good for Judge Torres, who turned around and said, yeah, I don't think so. You could do it either on the 8th or the 9th. Trump's people said they didn't care. Obviously, it was up to us to make that final decision. We chose the 9th. Now he doesn't want to do the 9th. Surprise, surprise. Again, I leave this to my competent attorneys, Danya Perry, as well as Benjamin Brodsky. The two of them will make a determination as to what our next actions are. This whole $500 million lawsuit, as we've been talking about ad nauseum, is really designed by Trump and his people, not for basis in reality, but rather as intimidation, obstruction of justice. And I do certainly hope that this gets recognized. It's to have that hanging over my head is rough. I thank everybody who, of course, has continued to contribute to the legal fund, but these sort of actions are what caused the costs to just go through the roof. And, again, my hope is that the judge in this matter will make a determination. And if, in fact, that determination is to hold Donald Trump accountable for the improper or the false or the lies that were told to the court, so be it. And if not, again, no difference. Come Monday, we will take this deposition of Trump here in New York, assuming, of course, that he shows. But every intention is that he will be here. We will depose him and then use that deposition accordingly.
But you want to alert the federal judge in the $500 million lawsuit that Donald Trump filed against you, that contrary to the representations made by Donald Trump's lawyers in court last week to try to delay this deposition, that Donald Trump fled the jurisdiction of New York when they specifically represented he would be there each and every day. You want to at least bring that to the attention of the federal judge that went down.
Well, of course. However, I assure you, Donald Trump leaving New York has already hit the airwaves. I know both CNN and MSNBC have already posted. I think Fox did as well. So there's probably less than a 10% chance that the judge has not already seen this news report. And if he hasn't seen it yet, I'm sure he will see it by the end of the day. But yes, I do believe it is incumbent upon my counsel to notify the court exactly of what's transpiring.
Michael Cohen, thank you so much for letting us know your reaction. Everybody, make sure you check out Political Beatdown wherever audio podcasts are available. And you can support Political Beatdown at patreon.com/Political Beatdown. That's patreon.com/Political Beatdown. Have a great day.
Hey, Midas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram at MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.